Okay, here's a video tour of the Oasis campground and boat launch at the Yuba State Park in Utah. This is kind of north central Utah. See here, this is where you're coming in. It does have a zip line they advertised. No one was working it. This is during kind of the coronavirus quarantine. Here's a check-in. No one was manning this booth. The rates at this time, this was in May of 2020, were about $35 a night. If you see here on the left, there's a few sites, site 22 through 28. They're small sites. They say they can fit RVs, and it looks like it'd just be for backing in a car or something. So this would be a last resort site for me, 22 through 28. I would avoid those. Over here you have the parking, boat trailer parking. You've got the restroom facilities there. Some more parking over here. And then down the boat ramp here. Boat ramp looks in good shape. Concrete's good. It's got dock on either side. And the reservoir it's fairly good sized reservoir. So there's a few parking spots here on the right, and then there is auxiliary parking on the outside of the entrance on the other side of the road. So if it's full, that would be the case. As you can see here, you'd need just a very small RV, maybe just one vehicle, a car to fit in these spots here. I wouldn't recommend these spots unless you're just, pitching a tent and you have your car. Okay, now heading into the main part of the campground here. Here's the entrance there. You come down here to the left. There's a little store called the Docks. This was closed, and then the camp host site's right here, and then you're going into the main campground here. Oasis Campground. There's 19 sites in the loop. This one on the left is actually site 19. This is probably the most level of all the sites. All the other sites are kind of up on this hill, and they're not very level, so you would need some leveling to get your RV level. Over here on the right, it's kind of the day use area. There's some parking for day use. The RV dump is on the other side of the road. There's access down to the water right there. Here on the left is site number 1. Pull-through site. Restrooms and shower on the left. They're actually fairly nice. Site number 2, here on the right. This is a pretty good site. You get a lot of shade in the afternoon. Site 3. You can see he's not even level, but he's up on blocks. Site 4. Not a lot of shade. There's a few little cabins up here. You can rent these out. They overlook the reservoir. That's a nice view. Perch Palace. Walleye something. There's some group campsites up there. Okay, coming back down around the loop. A few back-end sites here on the left. We actually got a site right here, site 5. This one's not a great site. It's kind of just a on the side of the road. So back end's number, this looks like number 6. The back end, that's a decent site. Here's site 8. It's a pull through. Site 7's a back end. Has ever seen a Tesla pull a camper? Oh, that was pretty cool. Site 9 is a pull through. The back end. That's a good site. 11. And we got 12. These ones on the left-hand side, you get more shade in the afternoon, which I think's better. These ones on the right side, you get a little shade in the morning, but you got the sun on you during the afternoon. So site 15. Site 16. This is the site we're staying at. I'll give you a little more tour in a minute on this one. This one was a decent site. So 17. Pull through. You see, it's kind of a slope downhill right here. So 17, you're not level at all. 18 is this next one right here. This is a little pull out. It's not much of a site, but as you can see, their tables have a little shade awning over them. And then here again, site 19, which seems like it's the biggest site, has the most trees around it. So site 19 is a good. I think if we went back, I'd try to get site 19. Even though it's by the entrance, you still have a lot of. You probably have the most privacy of all the sites, and the most level. Over here, Zane. Okay, this is just a quick walkthrough of the day use area. So there's just a little path here that kind of leads to a pavilion, and then water access down here. We walked down here a few times. We took our inflatable kayak out here, which turned out to be pretty fun. It's not sandy, it's rocky. If you can kind of see the gravel on the ground, it's not very sandy on this part particularly. Towards the south end of the lake, down to the left, it is more sandy and better beach, but this is close to the campground, so we use this access here. So it's rocky, but it's nice to get access to the water. You can fish from there, enjoy the water. Just kind of an overview of the reservoir there. As you can see, it's rocky. It's not sand that you can see there. Okay, this is a day use pavilion. All right, this is a tour of Site 16. This is the one we chose. One thing, kind of a downside to this site is the water. Look how far away the water is from my RV here. I had to pull the RV in through the other way. So it's a one-way loop around the site, but I pulled in the other way because I wanted my camp door and awning on the campsite. So some of those you'll have to do that. It's not busy enough that you can't do that. There's only 19 sites. It has a nice level little patio here. The sun in the afternoon is on the table, so you can either eat in your RV or set up your own table closer to the RV. And then just has a nice grassy area behind. There's a tent site right here, this flat area. Has a barbecue pit, fire pit. Fairly level up on the top here, but then it starts sloping down towards the entrance. So it's probably a good 50 to 60 feet of parking. Power's there. Power's easily accessible. So the water is just, you need probably, I have 50 feet of hose out to be able to hook into the RV. And so water is not easily accessible, but it's at least available at the site. So just have a long cord.